Oh my goodness, guys, we're about to get the most broken players ever in my team, and if you guys are ready, then like the video right now, and also let me know down below in the comments a player that you want to see get an endgame, maybe an invincible, or maybe just a regular dark matter card, because we're going to be getting the one and only Victor out here, bro, the 7-foot demigod. I don't even know how tall 2K is going to make him. Is he going to be 7'3", 7'5", maybe even taller than that? And the reason that I say that is because every single year in my team, 2K releases the next sets, and they basically bring in all the young talents that is coming into the NBA, and the draft is going to be this Thursday, and that's when we're going to be getting Victor as well as every single player that's at least, a top pick in this upcoming NBA draft, because they did that in previous 2Ks. You guys can see right here in 2K20, we had Zion, we had James, we had Cole Anthony, we had LaMelo Ball, we had all these players right here, and this was crazy because obviously 2K was bringing in players that weren't even in the NBA, and so we're going to be seeing the same thing because they did it in 2K20, then they did it in 2K21, and they ended up dropping a GOAT Kareem out here. Obviously, this was like the best tier back then. We had Zion and LaMelo as invincibles. We also had Anthony Edwards. We had Cade, who was coming into the league. We also had Jalen. We had Mobley. We had another Jalen. We had, Jonathan out here. We had all these players, and 2K ended up adding them because of the drafts, and they do come out on Thursday. Typically, we end up getting packs on Friday, but every time that they do this, they end up dropping them on Thursday, the same day that the draft is, and so make sure that you guys are ready. And of course, last year, if you remember, they ended up dropping Chets, they ended up dropping Paolo, they ended up dropping Invincible Cade, Mobley out here as an Invincible, and then of course Scotty Barnes as an endgame card. And as you know, we're already getting endgames. The first one was Kevin Durant, and so that means we're going to be getting endgames, Invincibles, and then of course the Dark Matters that we're going to be seeing with this upcoming draft. And by the way, thank you for 2,000 followers on TikTok. I'm actually going to be doing a big giveaway soon on there, so make sure to follow me if you haven't already. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but 2K does tend to give us the players that were available in the previous, set. So for example, they ended up giving us LaMelo and Zion, who were previously available in the previous 2K with Zion and LaMelo right here. And so obviously the next set, involved these two. And then we had Cade and stuff like that. And so we had Cade and Mobley. And so we should be seeing some of these players have invincibles, maybe an endgame. I really wouldn't be surprised if we do end up seeing invincible Chets, maybe invincible Paolo. Actually, somebody on Twitter right here, 2K Productions, he ended up making this beautiful concept, and he ended up coming out with these beautiful cards. I wouldn't really be surprised if we do end up seeing an endgame Paolo, just because, he was available last year too. But we are going to be getting a Victor no matter what. And I know that every single person is already saying that Victor is going to go number one, which he will be, but at the same time though, there's also Scoot out here. I feel like he's definitely going to be having a great career, as well as the other players too. You just never know. When it comes to the top 10 draft picks, sometimes there's some hidden gems at the 13th pick, sometimes at the 30th pick and stuff like that. So obviously that's left to be seen, but at the same time though, we are going to be getting the new next sets this Thursday. It's coming up. 2K already started hinting at it with the poll that they had in the My Team community hub, and so we are going to be getting the next set this Thursday with Victor and all these players. And obviously this right here is a concept from 2K Productions, so big shout out to him. But at the same time though, we are 100% sure getting a set like this. However though, we don't know exactly who the endgame, the invincibles, are going to be. I kind of hinted at it. It could be somebody like Paolo, it could be Chet and stuff like that, but I do feel like 2K is going to get even cheesier, because we ended up getting endgame Kevin Durant. That's a 6'10 shooting guard, and so I feel like 2K is going to go all out. And since we're talking about the drafts, I really wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing endgame Yao Ming, bro. Could you imagine endgame Yao Ming? A big shout out to my boy Aiden for making this card right here, by the way. And this right here, the reason I say that is because he was the #1 draft pick, and 2K tends to do that too. We had that GOAT Kareem, we had all these players like Invincible Zion and stuff like that, and so I really wouldn't be surprised if we do end up seeing a #1 overall draft pick. And I feel like endgame Yao Ming would definitely make sense, just because they ended up dropping that Galaxy Opal Yao Ming so early in the year. That was like, what, back in January. And so that 2K is willing to drop broken and overpowered and cheesy cards earlier than usual, and Yao Ming definitely does fit that criteria when it comes to the NBA draft. But at the same time though, there's other players. Now 2K could completely go all out and go crazy, and they could also give us an endgame Taco Fall. And obviously Taco wasn't a #1 overall draft pick by any means, but at the same time though, as you know, they've been dropping those option packs with players. For example, this time around we had Kevin Durant and also Porzingis in the option pack, and so so I feel like 2K needs to give us somebody really crazy to compete against Victor, because they're gonna make him, you know, available, guaranteed, obviously, because that's just what they've been doing. And so they need to add somebody that's going to make people wonder, like, do you go Victor or Yao Ming, or maybe Victor or Taco Fall, you know what I mean? And so that's why I'm also mentioning Taco Fall, just because he's overpowered, cheesy, and everything. And so I really wouldn't be surprised if we do end up seeing him as well. He could also be an invincible. Same with Yao Ming. Like, Yao Ming could be an invincible, and maybe they go with Endgame Paolo. Maybe they go with Endgame Chet. So Chet could obviously also be an Endgame. I wouldn't be surprised if we do end up seeing him too. Now, at the same time, if 2K doesn't go with Yao Ming or somebody like Taco, they could also go with somebody like Ben Simmons, just because he was also a #1 overall draft pick, and I could definitely see him have an Endgame card. Obviously, these players had Endgames last year too. We had Endgame Taco, Endgame Yao Ming, Endgame Ben Simmons. Eventually, they'll be getting Endgame cards regardless, but I can definitely see at least one of them getting an Endgame this Thursday with Victor, just to rival Victor, you know what I mean? Especially with that option pack. And I mean, no matter what, we are getting Victor. Now, the thing is, though, I do wonder exactly how crazy they're gonna make him, because, you know, he's listed at 7'3". Some places have him at 7'2". Some places have him at like 7'6" and stuff like that. It really just depends if they have him with shoes or without shoes. And I do wonder exactly how tall 2K is gonna make him. But regardless, though, he definitely is going to be broken, overpowered, and cheesy. And obviously, he's not gonna be the only one, because 2K is gonna keep releasing crazy stuff. But at the same time, though, I did mention Scoot earlier, but there's definitely some other hidden gems out there. We definitely do have some top players. We have some quick players. Usually, we do end up getting these cards as, like, you know, really good players in my team with some great animations, great badges, and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure Victor will be just a regular Dark Matter, though, just like the other previous players. Now, there definitely is a chance that 2K could make him an endgame, but I do feel like he's just going to be a regular next card, like every, you know, player has been before, like Zion, LaMelo Ball, and so on. And so I do feel like he'll just be a regular Dark Matter. Obviously, when I say regular, I just mean the tier. He's definitely going to be a broken Dark Matter, but that definitely is going to be coming. And then, of course, the Invincibles, and then the Endgames. 2K right now keeps releasing a bunch of Invincibles. They ended up releasing the first Endgame with KD, so I do wonder if, you know, with this draft sets, are they going to drop 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 Endgames? I feel like maybe they could do 2. Maybe they can stick with 1. I mean, last year we did only get 1 with Endgame Scotty Barnes, and so they can definitely just do that again. But at the same time, though, with 2K, you never really know, but we do know for sure that we are going to be getting the next set right here with Victor, Scoots, all these other players, and I'm definitely super excited to get every single one of them. And now the draft is going to be June 22nd, like I said, but also it is going to be later on in the day. But at the same time, though, 2K will be releasing the new draft players, you know, that morning on Thursday. So it's going to be at your typical time, 8 a.m. Pacific. That's going to be 11 a.m. Eastern, and then 10 a.m. Central. So we are going to be getting those players added into my team no matter what. Like, we're definitely seeing them, and then we'll see, you know, where they go later on in the draft. You know, obviously Victor's gonna go #1, and then everybody else we have left to be seen. And so right now we all have to go get ready for everything and anything that 2K wants to release, and I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. And now, you know, if you guys do want to check out some more videos, though, definitely check out all the ones I've been uploading. We've been getting free Dark Matters. I've been doing pack openings, gameplays, and everything, so definitely check them out. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.